what you doing? Hey ladies, what you doing? Hey ladies, what you doing? I put on my makeup or I take it off. I put on my makeup or I take it off. I put on no makeup or I put it on. Take it off, put it on, it don't matter, do what you want. I put on my makeup or I take it off. I put on my makeup or I take it off. I put on no makeup or I put it on. Take it off, put it on, it don't matter, do what you want.
So all of us, we want to give a look. We want to go outside. We want to feel beautiful, but also have others think that we are beautiful. And a part of that is that it can afford us certain privileges, whatever that may mean. As women, we go through a lot, so it's not like being beautiful solves all of our problems. But how do you all feel about pretty privilege? And do you think that you've benefited or suffered from that privilege? So kind of a two-parter.
I'll go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember a man thinking I was crazy because when I was younger, I was very, very gorgeous. And he was going on and on about it. I go, look, to me, it's a curse. It's a curse. Because I thought that's why I got the cat calls from people I didn't know on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was abducted off the street and raped. I thought it had to do with pretty. I didn't understand that it's not, it's about control. So then after that I started walking, I'd wear my mother's big coat and I'd push myself out and I had long blonde hair, thanks Mom, and I'd put it on with a navy toque, you know, those things that, and to make it, trying to look ugly, thinking that mattered, that then I'd be safe. I misunderstood. Yeah, no, I don't, it was actually a problem for me. And I thought my problem was that I was pretty. Now I don't have to worry about that. And the best thing to wear is a smile, and that is so attractive. And people want in on it.
Yeah.
Plus, it just feels good for me.
Yeah.
I think that's hard for me to answer because I have people that always told me that I don't 100% believe in myself. And, but I like to see it as being humble and modest. I don't need approval from anybody based on my looks. Like how I look is how I accepted it, and however you view me is 100% fine. And when you asked the question, I thought about a moment when I did a show, and it was for some of my new students came to see the show. And one of them came up to me and she said, I would never have guessed that you could do what you did in that show with how modest and humble you are. And I was I almost cried. I was like so taken aback when she told me that. She's like, you were so nice and humble that most people are super arrogant, they're very cocky when which is true unfortunately in our dance world, when they're at that supposed level, they're just like, whatever, I'm better than you. Yeah, so, but that's just not who I am. I'm always like, I like to be positive. I just give everybody benefit of the doubt, and I accept people for who they are, and I don't need to gloat or anything like that. And I guess some people like to do it, but I've never ever. And probably my mother raised me that way too. She would smack me if
You should call too big for your britches.
Yeah.
Getting too big for your britches.
She would knock me down if I even try.
I think even Beyonce's mother said she smacked her once, or Beyonce said that when she was getting kind of big. She was like, "You're still my daughter.
Yeah.
You still have to be humble no matter how big you are."
I think that's super important. So I think that always stuck with me. So I never really see kind of like the pretty,
privilege.
Yeah. I can see it in other people what the concept is, but for me, when I think about it, I'm like,
I've actually been on both sides. Before I lost the weight, being plus sized, I was always like, the friend or the big friend or
the
like
jolly person.
Well, not even that. I had a lot of male friends, but I
okay.
didn't realize that part of why they felt so comfortable around me was because I was big. Society basically had conditioned them to not sexualize me in that way. So they just so at first I took it as, oh cool, I'm one of the guys, not realizing that it was rooted in basically like patriarchy and judging a woman's worth and her value based on how she looks. And then after I lost the weight, I I began noticing like men would open doors for me, men would stop and let me cross the street if I was waiting, you know, getting free stuff because I looked more like traditional beauty standards, being slimmer, and also, you know, I had the privilege of being light skinned, and that also affects the way that people treat you as a black woman. You get certain privileges, definitely. And I'm learning now as I've gained weight to really just separate myself from that entirely, and still learning to love myself as I am without, sometimes I still do find myself like doing certain things so that I'll look good. But instead of doing things to look good for other people, I have to do it for myself. So that's part of what I'm learning right now, part of the process.